Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're going to talk about your twin flame and why they seem to be running from you. So this is a pretty popular topic amongst the twin flame community. I see it all the time in forums and just in Facebook forums, and also just online in articles and things like that, talking about this runner chaser dynamic. And you know, it's something that people think that, oh, well, why is my twin flame running from me? Why is my twin flame, like he says one thing and then we get together and then he runs away. Or he will reach out to me, we'll have a date, things will be going good for a while, and then they ghost you, or whatever it is, whatever the pattern is, or if you haven't heard from them for a while and you're thinking, well, it seems really impossible because they're not talking to me. How can we work this out if they won't even talk to me? And they're the ones running, so I'm just gonna sit here and wait until they get their shit together. Well, if you've watched my videos before, you're familiar with, your twin flame is your perfect mirror. So you can kind of already see where I'm going with this, but your twin flame is always going to mirror you. And if you're running away from the mirror is not gonna run at you. The mirror's not gonna, I think a coach in the forum the other day said something like, if the mirror, the mirror's not going to smile at you if you're not smiling at the mirror, or some phrasing of that is, if you're frowning in the mirror and then you can't expect the mirror to just be like, I love you, and I think where people get tripped up is they think, well, I'm loving myself already. Like, how could I be running from myself? I'm with myself all the time. And while that may be physically true, you can't disconnect yourself from your physical body. You could be numbing out to your feelings. You could be avoiding yourself. Like, one of the things that I found myself doing, especially with like running, I was like, well, I'm with myself all the time. I've literally been with myself my entire life. Most of my life has been spent by myself, just because, for whatever reason or another, like, I just preferred my own company, was very introverted. And I was like, well, of course, like, how could I be running from myself? But what I discovered is, like, I would fill that space of spending time with myself and getting to know myself with, you know, um, in modern times, like, like scrolling on Facebook or scrolling on TikTok, or watching videos, or back in the day, it was AIM messaging with my friends. I just told you, how old I am, but, if you're looking for things outside of you to keep you distracted from spending that time with yourself in a constructive way, in a way that you get to know yourself and build confidence in yourself, if you're always looking outside of yourself, or numbing out, or using media, or drugs or substances or whatever it is to kind of avoid spending time with yourself in your heart and kind of out of your head, those are all things that are, running from yourself. And if you're doing that, it's, and first of all, acknowledging that, like, you're not bad for having these patterns. You're not bad for, trying to avoid yourself. There could be some real, like, emotions that are hard to process there. And it's hard to look there sometimes when you, you sit with yourself and you feel all of this discomfort or anxiety, or even sometimes like depression or anger, or just a lot of big emotions. And we aren't really taught to handle that. Like, some people, are fortunate enough to have families and that, help them process their emotions and teach them proper emotional regulation. But if you grow up in a home like I did, or a family like I did, or, just in society, a lot of times we're just kind of taught to bottle that up. Like, nobody wants to really hear about that, or, suck it up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, like, whatever it is that, um, you know, your generation heard. It's, uh, it kind of stifles your ability to connect with yourself and get to know yourself on that deeper level. And I know for me, it's like something that's kind of a whole like reconfiguration of how I lived life. Because I was definitely the type of person who was very anxious and up in my head and trying to figure out the right thing to do. It's very like obsessed with the right thing, doing the right thing, doing the logical thing, very like up in my head, but avoiding like my heart and my feelings and who I am as a person. And that's reflected to me by my twin flame. She'll be like, not really interested in that, don't really want that, because I'm saying that to myself. And the way to heal that is to go within, spend that time with yourself. Do the mirror exercise. If you're not familiar with it, it's seeing what your twin flame is doing in the outside, or anything really, anything that upsets you, and using that as a mirror, like looking back at yourself, pointing it back towards yourself, and finding that part of yourself that is running from you. And it may take some time to really build that relationship up with yourself. And it doesn't have to be slow, it doesn't have to take years or whatever. It takes the time that it takes. And it's worth it, because as you build that relationship with yourself, you're actually building your relationship with your twin flame. You won't go from nothing to, oh, well, he wasn't talking to me and the next day he proposed. Like, that's not going to happen. Probably not. But you will be investing in your relationship the more you invest in yourself and take that time to get to know who you really are. Because the more you express that, who you really are, and heal those parts of you that like didn't want to be with yourself or didn't want to look at that place within yourself, the more you like heal those places and put them on display, because you are like a child of God. You are a beautiful divine being that is a gift just as you are. If as you share that, your twin flame feels that. They feel that love you have for yourself. They feel you sharing you and all that you are. And they can't help but be attracted to that. And God's attracted to that. And God comes through your twin flame to be with you. So, don't focus on, oh, they're running from me. Be like, oh, okay, they're showing me something here. And invest that time in yourself, instead of looking out and trying to chase them down or try to figure out the right thing to say to them, or try to convince them to be with you, or just sit around and waiting, hoping for some portal or some alignment of the planets that will somehow bring your twin flame back to you. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the work. You have to know yourself, to know the extension of yourself, and have them be with you. Because if you're not willing to be with this part of yourself, how are you going to be with the expanded part of yourself? That's going to be a nightmare. Like, if you're like, about your own self right here within your body, your being, imagine if you had that amplified in another person. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, you're like, oh no, like there's more of this thing that I was scared of. Like, all of that comes up with your twin flame. So it's more compassionate too, to heal all this, so that when you are with your twin flame, you won't experience that running, you won't experience that fear. You'll still have upsets that come up, but you won't have the constant like push and pull of, in and out of separation. You're building a foundation that your twin flame can come home to and can trust. And the same for you. You're building your foundation that for your relationship that you can trust, because you've built that relationship with yourself. So even if your twin flame is like freaking out and going through their own thing, you're so solid in your own self-love that you're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, you might have feelings about it, but you can stand strong in the knowledge that, like, as long as you love yourself, your twin flame will inevitably mirror that to you. regardless of what they need to move through to get to that space. And I hope this is very helpful for you all. I know that, the easy answer is like your twin flame is a mirror, so do the mirror exercise, but it goes deeper than just, oh, they're running from me, I'm chasing them. This journey is all about coming home to yourself, and it's so important that you take that time. I can't say this enough, that you take that time to get to know you and really fall in love with you. Like, if you're not willing to do that, you're not willing to do what it takes to be with your twin flame. That's what it is, and it's the easiest thing. It can feel really difficult, but loving you is something you have full control over. You have full agency over, is that choice to love you and be with you and explore what makes you you. And you're not responsible for what you find out. God is responsible for revealing you to you, but you are responsible for making that choice to love you and spend some time with you and be open to discovering God's creation that is you. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you are experiencing some challenges or experiencing separation in your union, I can help. My services are available at sacredtwinflameunion.com, and I will see you all in the next video.